How's it going? G Stubbs here, back with another video, and I have a quick question. Is your edge sharp or is it dull? Now, before I explain what I'm talking about, make sure that you go subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so that you don't miss it on any further content, and let's jump into it. All right, whether your edge is sharp or dull, I'm really talking about your skill set, who you are, your career, your life, and what you're doing. The reason I thought about this is because I was listening to someone's success story the other day, and very moving story. And they talked about, their tough upbringing and how they had to persevere through so many things to get to where they are. And now they're running this multi-million-dollar company. And I was like, man, that story is very moving, and I've heard it or some variation of it so many times. And I said, many of these people have something in common. They went through these trying times or these stressful situations when they were young, and it forced him to have an edge. It forced him to become the type of person that wanted to push and prove the naysayers wrong. And that edge gave them what they needed in order to be successful. And so I thought about my life, and I was like, man, I had a pretty comfortable upbringing, and I'm thankful for it. I had both parents. My dad always kept food on the table. Lights were always on. All of my needs were met. I didn't get everything I wanted, but all of my needs were met. And so I went on to get a pretty good job. But I thought about it. I was like, you know what? When it comes to most people, what happens is, people that have those success stories that I heard about, they're able to catapult past most average people because the average person, their edges are a little bit more dull. They aren't penetrating as deep. They aren't going as far. They don't have the same motivation, because everything's been pretty comfortable for them. But then I thought about some other success stories that I've heard, of some top level business execs and other, entrepreneurs, and their edges were very sharp. And I'm like, man, their stories were a little bit different. They talked about how they had good upbringings and things of that nature. But the thing that they did was they continued to pursue greatness. So they kept their edges sharp by continued education, working out, and an array of other things that kept them going beyond high school and college. They just kept progressing. What happened, what I realized was they were doing things to keep their edges sharp. They were always sharpening their blade throughout their career, throughout their lives, and it helped them catapult. So that made me realize something. We have to continue to sharpen our blade, keep our edges sharp if we want to progress. Otherwise, our edge becomes very dull. And when our edge is dull, we're not nearly as dangerous. We're not nearly as productive. We can't go nearly as far as the people that have sharp blades. So, once again, the question is your edge sharp or is your edge dull?